me control, bitch. I'm fast to a line. I put bitches and wait on this sign. Don't got boundary, but I get too high. Back to the sky, still fly. I was on my side, ain't none of them mine.
Oh, this is some serious situations. The fucking serious situations. Alright. I gotta bring up a few things. Alright. I'll post this shit too so you guys can review it and see what I'm talking about. But, alright. I'm fucking. Where is he fucking? Why is he fucking? I just got up, guys. Hey, if you guys think I'm being a snob, I'm not being a fucking snob. I just been sleeping, man. Where the fuck did that thing go? Where the fuck did that thing go? Yeah. Where is it? Man, the most unorganized motherfucker out there, man. It was to do with this experiment. Oh. It was to do with this experiment that they did on rats, lab rat experiment. Oh, lab rats, man. Lab rats. What is it fucking? Oh, fucking lab rats, mate. Oh, fucking lab rats. Yeah, so I'm not being a fucking snob. It's fucking bullshit, man. Hey, bullshit. What is it? Fucking. How is it? Connection? Who's that? Where's that?
And we didn't know.
No, that's not it. Experiment, that's it there. By 1968, experiment predicted 2026, the behavioral shrink, it's called, yeah? It's an experiment.
They passed legislation recognizing loneliness and isolation.
Check this shit out. You guys are gonna speed, mate. You're gonna fucking speed.
In 1968, scientists built paradise.
Yeah?
Unlimited food, unlimited water, no predators, no disease, perfect climate. Everything any living creature could ever want. He calculated this population would thrive forever. He ran the numbers. He designed every detail to eliminate suffering. Instead, within 4 years, every single inhabitant was dead. They didn't die of starvation. They didn't die of disease. They didn't die from fighting over resources. They died of prosperity. And if you look at the American labor market right now, if you look at global birth rates, if you look at the quiet quitting epidemic sweeping through every workplace on the planet, you'll realize something disturbing. We aren't just studying this experiment anymore. We are the experiment. According to the data, we just entered the final phase. Let me tell you about Dr. John Calhoun and his mice. Calhoun was a behavioral researcher at the National Institute of Mental Health. For decades, he was obsessed with one question that nobody else was asking. What happens when you give a species everything it needs? Not what happens when resources are scarce. We know that story. Competition. Survival of the fittest. Darwin wrote that book. But what happens when you remove all the challenges? When you create genuine utopia? In July 1968, Calhoun built what he called Universe 25 at the NIMH facility in Poolesville, Maryland. It was essentially a giant square metal enclosure, about 9 feet across with 4.5-foot walls.
So, what they found is, they found that these mice basically went into the same situation that the human race is facing now. Basically. Where is it? Oh, so they got an abundance of everything.
There was still plenty of space, but socially full. All the good territories were taken, all the dominant positions were claimed, all the social roles were occupied. So these young mice grew up without ever learning normal mouse behavior. They never had to compete for territory because there was nothing left to compete for. They never had to court females because the established males had already claimed them. They never developed social skills because nobody needed them. And this is where it gets disturbing. Some of these males became hyper-aggressive without any real territory to defend. They became wandering gangs of violence. They would attack other mice randomly, indiscriminately, not for food, not for mates, just violence for its own sake. Others became completely passive. They withdrew from all social contact. They found isolated corners of the enclosure and just stopped participating. But the strangest group, the one Calhoun named, were the beautiful ones. These mice gave up on everything. They stopped mating, they stopped fighting, they stopped socializing altogether. All they did was eat, sleep, and groom themselves. That's it. They would spend hours upon hours obsessively cleaning their fur. Their coats became immaculate. Hence the name, the beautiful ones. They looked perfect on the outside, but inside, nothing. No drive, no purpose, no interest in reproduction, no interest in social connection, no interest in anything except their own reflection. Calhoun noted that these mice had never learned to engage in social behaviors. They were physically alive but socially dead. He called this the first death, the death of spirit, which he said preceded the second.
Anyway, so the simulation is
where Tong Ping exploded onto the scene. Young people publicly rejected the pressure to work, marry, and achieve.
Anyway, so basically, that's what's happening now.
They passed.
Alright? People are all on social media, acting all glam, this, that, blah, blah, blah. Alright, and they what do you call it? They're dead inside. It's all a fucking illusion. It's all a fucking illusion, man. Like 90% of their lives is just a fucking illusion. It's just an AI fucking simulation. You know what I mean? It's fucking fake. Yeah? But this one.
Kissing your cat.
Usually I agree with his brother, you know, like most of the stuff he says. Not all of the stuff, but about 65 to 70% of the shit that he's on about, I'm usually on board with this guy. Like, even if I don't like the flavour of what he said, the flavour of the food, I'm still gonna eat the food, yeah? It's edible, but like this, I don't agree. I'm gonna have to take the lady's side on this one. Yeah, sorry guys, but I'm gonna watch right. You know what I mean?
Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host, Red. I gotta begin today for Insolent Audits.
I'll post this.
You unlock this door with the key of shenanigans. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of insecurities. A dimension of double
It's
standards.
funny.
A dimension of feelings. You're moving into a land of both hypocrisy and anxiety, of accusations and irrational thought. You just crossed over into the female zone.
Should have called it the delusional zone, but we're the female zones.
Why should a man pay 100% of the bills? Assuming you're having children, you're going to be carrying that baby in your body all on your own. You're going to be birthing that baby all on your own. First, we're risking our lives. Second, we're risking our mental health. We don't get to choose whether or not we get postpartum depression or anxiety. If we choose to breastfeed, are we going to be sharing the breastfeeding 50-50, or is it just on mom? Is maternity and paternity going to be split, or is his career going to keep climbing and your career going to suffer? Okay, I'm sorry, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. I'm so silly. Because married men with children...
Again, American Asian women have just lost the plot.
I don't like what she's saying, but there's a relative point that she's made, alright? The relative point is, you're going to keep working your job, yeah? Alright, maybe you have to be the sole breadwinner. However, you got to calculate the fact now that she went from working to her primary job is to look after the house, look after the kids, and that's a full-time fucking job. Yeah? Just like your full-time job is to go to work and come home and be the breadwinner, because she's got to mother the child, like what, for 18 years or something, before the child becomes an adult. So, alright, maybe she can do a part-time job later on or whatever, but you can't expect a woman to be a mother and think, well, a robot's gonna fucking mother your children or something. So she's got a point. She's killing the fucking joke. She's elaborating full on. Like, she's been a dumb cunt, but about it, but fucking, she's got a point. You know, like, bottom line, they could have complications at birth. They could have problems with their mental health after. That's very common because their biology goes out, their fucking hormonals go all over the shop and this and that. And, you know, it takes a good 3 months before they start to regulate. So, you know, like, you got to be very fucking patient and understanding throughout that period. Like, she's got a point. She's been an idiot about it, but she's got a fucking point. Yeah, you're just gonna go to work and come home, but like, she's got to adjust herself, learn how to supple the child, breastfeed, learn how to change diapers, this, that, blah, 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 bottle feed. She's got to do all that shit. Yeah, all those procedures. You don't, you just keep doing what you're doing. So, I'm not saying that means you have to fucking pay for everything, because they do get maternal pays and this and that, and blah, 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 blah. But she went from working a 9 to 5, for instance, to home mothering your child. So it's your fucking responsibility to keep the fucking house going, just like it's her responsibility to look after the nest. You know, it's your duty now to go hunt and gather and bring back to the nest. Yeah, let's break it down to the day. Back in the day when I was burning rubble and shit. Yeah, see, I'm going to have to get the Brontosaurus motherfucking burger and bring it home while fucking Betty is cooking up a storm. You see what I'm saying? Whichever way you look at it, it comes down to that.
They really have gone to the other side.
Make more money than single men, married women, and single women. It doesn't even matter. Like, just giving him a family, he gets a raise, he gets a
Right, just giving him a family, he gets a raise. It's not that he...
I actually agree with her. You do get a raise. You know why? You just went from being in a relationship to being a father. So yeah, you did just get a fucking raise. You got a fucking mad raise. You got a gift from God. So that is a fucking raise, isn't it?
Works harder because he has a family.
bonus. If you need tampons and there's the pink tax and like women's raises and everything costs more money and we need the hair, we need the makeup.
That is delusional shit, but anyway.
You earn less money than he does, and then also you have to spend more money on your looks than he does.
Well, you don't have to spend more money on looks. You got to maintain yourself, yeah, but you don't have to sit there fucking spending $1,000 in your fucking hair when you can spend $100.
And also you have to give your time and body and energy to having the babies. But he doesn't want to pay the bills.
Well, he has to pay the fucking bills because he's going to be the sole breadwinner. You can't want a traditional woman and a traditional setup if you don't want to be a traditional man. Just like men can't expect, we can't expect a woman to be traditional and we don't want to be traditional. Just like a woman can't expect us to be traditional and she's not traditional. If you want to be in a traditional relationship, both of you have to be traditional. Otherwise, don't even bother. Yeah?
Ho-ho! Fiction can be fun!
Oh, boo-hoo. Let me tell you the world's smallest violin. Sister, let me tell you. When you go on these rants as to why men should pay everything and all these bullet points that you put up there, have you stopped for 1 second to consider maybe, just maybe, everything you put out there was actually optional? I mean, you didn't put out one thing.
And tell the truth, sometimes you actually wanted it. You want to have kids. You want to...
I don't agree with this. Because it's a mutual decision to have a child. It's a mutual decision. Yeah? Oh, she wanted it. So what they're doing now is they don't want responsibility. Yeah? They want to have their children, this, that, and lump all responsibility on the woman, and that's not right. Yeah? Because we've been complaining for years that they're doing it to us, and now we're doing it to them. And that's fucking bullshit.
Want these things, and yet you put it as a detriment to yourself.
Out there that was mandatory. Having a kid and putting your body through all that and putting your emotions all through that. Last time I checked, it was my body, my choice. A man cannot force a woman to become a mom. That is her decision on her own. She decides if the pregnancy goes full term or not. So, sorry, your choice. You really can't say, hey, it's your fault or I'm like this. No, you chose that man to sleep with. You chose to let that man impregnate you, and you chose to have the pregnancy go full term. And anything else, the pink test, which that is not the man's fault, that's the corporation's fault. Again, just buy the men's versions of razors. You choose
it's the exact same thing.
Just for a pink razor, that's on you. Everything you said there.
You realize it's a pink tax. Stop buying pink things.
Career progression. Again, you chose to be a mom. Your choice to leave the workforce. And if you want to put the workforce over...
It's not her choice to leave the workforce. She has to leave the workforce. How the fuck is a woman supposed to mother a child while she's working? How the fuck... Alright, listen... it was a mutual decision for you guys to be married and to want a family. It was a mutual decision to begin with. So how can you say it's your choice? That's like me saying, going to a mechanic and saying, listen, fix my car, it's missing a beat, and then the mechanic bringing me and saying, yeah, it's fixed, come pick it up. And me go to the mechanic and say, the guy says, oh, you got to pay this whole bill. And me saying to the mechanic, yeah, mate, it was your choice to fix the fucking car, wasn't it, buddy? You know, I wanted it fixed. It was your fucking choice, wasn't it? I didn't tell you to fucking do it. I just said, it's missing a beat. It needs repairing. Then bring it here. Well, I didn't tell you to do it. It was your fucking choice. So I ain't paying the motherfucking bill. Give me my motherfucking car, motherfucker. How the fuck can you get away with that? You can't, man. What's right's right. I don't give a fuck. I'm not taking when women say something and I don't like it, I'll call it out. But this time, this is fucking bullshit, man. This is on our backs, guys. This is fucking bullshit.
Child, again, your choice. Everything you said is your choice. And a man has to pay for everything. So what you're saying is, you want a man to subsidize your choices. All right, good luck there, sister. I know there will be sips out there that want to do that. But every year, that few of the month there, before we move on,
that's not
thank you, man.
That's not simple behavior when you're in a relationship, you're in a committed relationship, and you both chose to be in this relationship, and you both spoke about being parents, and then the lady gets pregnant, and this and that. She's holding her own now. She's fucking there for you. She's showing you respect. She's showing you loyalty. She's doing everything right, and you're calling a man a simp because he goes to work and come home to pay the bills. That ain't a simp. That's a real fucking man. A simp is there's motherfuckers that go on OnlyFans and drop fucking bands and bands on bitches just to watch them fucking open their legs. That's a simp. But a simp isn't a man, a real man that goes to pay the fucking bills because a woman's holding her own. That's some fucking bullshit right there.
All of my subscribers who are supporting this channel, I truly...
Go give the gorilla some support. Go give him some subs, go give him some likes, go give him some views. He makes great videos.
Appreciate all of you who leave comments.
Hey, hello?
I don't know if that's the rest of the usual shit, but you get where I'm going with this. A real man, make sure the house is looked after. When the lady is loyal, respectful, and even if you guys buy into this delusion of love, and you have the love stories and whatever, good for you too. But fuck out, if the lady's respectful, loyal to you, and holds her own, and she's bearing your kids, shut the fuck up, man, and just do the right thing. You know why? Because the kids, they didn't ask to be here. They didn't ask to be here. It was your combined choices. It wasn't just one, it was both of you that came together, got married, and said, hey, I want to have a family. You went and got pregnant, this, that. And now you're saying it's her choice. Why? Because you want to go running home back to mommy and daddy because now all the bills have come and you don't want to fucking fork out the bills. Get fucked. This is bullshit. Straight up. You don't want a responsibility? Put a fucking rubber on it, mate. You know what I mean? We do have contraceptions. Can't be always on the lazy side. If I can put some glad wrap on the motherfucker. You know what I mean? And since we're on these fucking situations, I was talking about this the other day, that equality doesn't exist.
What you're about to see is a conversation.
Men enforce it.
What you're about to see is a conversation where one side keeps talking about how things should work, and the other side keeps asking how things actually work. And instead of answering that question, we get deflections, emotional hypotheticals, and a complete refusal to ground rights in anything real. This isn't even a debate about misogyny or kindness. It's a debate about reality versus wishful thinking.
Yeah, so women can't make decisions about their own rights because they can't enforce their own rights. So since they have no enforcement mechanism other than men, all their rights come from men, so they can't actually be equal. There's always going to be a differential, and that's a necessary biological truth. It's not saying that women can't be equal in the eyes of men as far as, you can't burger them, abuse them, things like this, within the commons that you would do with men, but there can't actually be egalitarianism. It's not even possible, because women have no enforcement mechanism. So since there's no enforcement mechanism, there's just, it's a laughably absurd idea.
People hear this and start crying misogyny because they don't understand what rights are. If nobody can enforce your rights, you don't have rights. You have hopes. Rights without force are imaginary. Full stop. You can dislike that. You can be offended by it. None of that changes reality.
Women have no enforcement mechanism because women's rights are legally created by men. Is that what you mean? What do you mean?
No, they're enforced by men. So in other words, if men collectively tomorrow say you have no rights, you don't have any anymore. And there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing any woman anywhere can do about it. That's just the truth of the world. If men collectively, and we do sometimes, men do anyway. I'm not grouping myself as a monolith, but men do this. In some nations, they just say, hey, women don't have rights, and they don't have rights, and there's nothing that they can do about it.
How would that happen in America, where we do have democracy and we're not just led by, I don't know, men using their physical strength to dominate us? Like, how could men tomorrow collectively say, you know what, like half our population, you no longer have rights? You're saying,
well, men tomorrow say there's no democracy in America. There's no democracy in America tomorrow either. If men tomorrow say that we're going to have a communist nation tomorrow, there will be a communist nation as well. So if men, as far as a monolith go, let's say you don't even need 50, 100%, let's just say 30%, something like this, say, we don't want democracy anymore, there isn't going to be a democracy anymore. They say they don't want communism, there isn't going to be, or they want communism, that's what it'll be. If they say they want socialism, that's what it'll be.
This is the part people don't think through. Democracy isn't a force of nature. It's not gravity. It doesn't exist just because it's written on paper or because people vote every few years. It exists because there's an enforcement mechanism behind it. And the second that enforcement stops, democracy stops. Immediately. That's not controversial. That's history. Coups, revolutions, collapsed states.
I agree with this guy 100%. I agree.
It's not gravity.
Let's look at what's happening in China.
At a person's character. Today.
The person is staying down the book.
Welcome back to Chinatown Pods. Your host, Red.
Remember how I kept telling you guys that China's updated their marriage rules? Fucking excellent.
I got a video from All Asian Dilemmas.
Before, getting married meant looking at a person's character.
True.
Today, getting married means looking at their credit history.
And even credit history is just some fake made-up number that some FICO bureau or wherever is made up so they can judge you on how you borrow money.
Adding a name to a property doesn't count as a gift. The bride price can be reclaimed, and assets purchased with parents' money belong to the individual, not the couple.
Yeah, right.
Every drop of ink in the new marriage law is mixed with the tears of ordinary people. On February 1st, 2025, the new judicial interpretation of the marriage law officially came into effect. But what's most surreal is that the more the law changes, the more insecure young people become. Some celebrate.
I would think it's more women that are being insecure because it seems the laws are leaning more towards male evenness or male, equality.
Saying they finally won't lose the house anymore.
Yep.
Others lament, claiming that getting married now is worse than signing a contract. But most people are asking why marriage went from a lifetime, 2 people to a house, a car, and an agreement. Some say this is the coldest and most ruthless reform in the history of marriage in China. The law protects assets, not feelings. What?
Fucking, you fucking back with feelings. What do with assets? What is it?
Few realize.
Correct.
I bust that. So yeah, she's changing all around the world. People are fucking sick of this bullshit that some women think that they can use that pussy as a fucking credit card. It doesn't work like that, mate. Doesn't work like that, wankers. Yeah. That pussy's not currency anymore, fucker. That pussy's not currency, fucker. You want to get banged? Get banged. You want this, that, do it because you want it, not because you're gonna bleed a brother dry. Yeah. So anyway, I'll post those. So anyways, there's another thing that I want to talk to you guys about. There's another subject that I want to bring up, and that's fucking this fucking issue, and I'll post the situations, what's happening fucking overseas with all these fucking synthetic drugs. Be careful, guys.
Zombie walkers. A crowd.
Be fucking careful, man.
Cameras have captured people behaving in ways that make no sense. Unusual movements. Eerie shadows. And encounters that feel almost unreal. Watch closely. What you are about to watch just holds mysteries with no explanations.
Maybe that's a killing of the joke, but look at this.
Weird, man. A video from Mexico shows a bizarre scene.
Well, that's some fucking trippy shit, but yeah, this is what I'm talking about. This is from the drug
Gave off a chilling, zombie-like vibe that left people unsettled long after. Exorcism clutch.
That's a bullshit, but yeah, this is the kush that I'm talking about. Even people smoking a bit of pot, you think it's
I am glad to see that Ansha and Cindy.
You think smoking a bit of pot's nothing? Look, this is what's happening everywhere. This is the results. This is the results.
reality hot is like these chemist boys mix all type of stuff.
This is the result, boys. What happens if you think
Over the spot, Aisha says sex to pay for her push habits is an open sore. Desperate young push addicts search through raw sewage, hoping to find something they can sell to survive. Smoking push is an escape from this life. It's a vicious circle.
I've seen pampers, I've seen parts that are used by women all running through the gutter, and those guys' hands are still playing with all those things, finding nearly 30,000 euros per day. It's not even enough for you to have good food. So what they do is you use 5,000 and eat whatever you can, and then they smoke the rest, just so they forget about their frustrations, their suffering. We have to sit back and look as a nation what can be done.
Really fucked up shit, man. Fentanyl.
So, people so high they're literally just bent over and can't stand up.
Yeah, so what causes that?
As San Francisco struggles to deal with the fentanyl crisis, the medical community is trying to understand what the drug actually does to the human body. And the one thing you may have witnessed yourself, people so high they're literally just bent over and can't stand up.
Yeah, so what causes that stance and what are the long-term impacts? Our Building a Better Bay Area reporter, Van Melendez, is here with some answers for us tonight.
Yeah, I'm so glad I did this story. Now, the number one question people ask me is, why do people who are on fentanyl bend over so severely? Is it the drug? Is it their spine, which is somehow damaged? Well, we thought that by doing this story, people would start caring more about the harm fentanyl does to the body.
People bent over, appearing as if they were frozen in place, is a common sight in San Francisco's Tenderloin district. The simple explanation?
It's a degree of loss of consciousness and a degree of loss of muscular control.
Fentanyl is responsible, but the effects of the opioid continue to linger on as the person continues with their daily life. In most cases, awake, but not able to stand up. We bumped into Andy Berger, who tried to explain his physical state at that moment.
When did you last use fentanyl?
Today.
Yeah, so it's still obviously in your body.
Yeah, for sure.
And you're not able to, straighten up.
I mean, I can. It just it hurts a lot to have to do that.
Fentanyl can be both a short-acting drug and a long-acting drug. So some people, they're back upright in 45 minutes to an hour, and some people it could be longer than that.
Dr. Daniel Ciccarone is a UCSF professor of addiction medicine. He says fentanyl in long-term users takes time to clear out of the system because the drug tends to accumulate in the fat tissue. The research community has yet to determine if fentanyl impacts your spine at all. Berger, meanwhile, told us he's more concerned about his swollen legs than his back.
People's legs swell up, sores on them like that.
What researchers think might be happening there is that because the chemical is acidic, in some cases it eventually makes veins collapse.
I just didn't care about anything. Drugs was my only driving force every day.
Ben Camprofredo, once a heavy fentanyl user, weighed only 100
Anyway, I'll post that. It's fucking... Post it. That's about it. And all the rest is for another time. So guys, be fucking careful, man. It's not just fucking getting together at a barbecue and smoking a joint like before and everything's alright. You smoke a joint now, before you know it, you're walking around like the hunchback of Notre fucking Dame. Yeah? Stay the fuck away from everything. Even if you're gonna vape, make sure it's sealed and you get it from a proper person. Like, don't get it online and shit like that. They supercharged vapes and shit. It's all got fentanyl in it. Be careful, guys. I'm telling you now, before you know it, you look like a zombie coming off the fucking movie set or some sort of fucking movie set of some apocalypse fucking zombie movie or some shit. Or you're looking like the hunchback of Notre fucking Dame, man, before you know it. Dying, put nothing foreign in your system. Food, water, that's it. Oxygen, pray to God, and forget all the rest. Alright, guys. I'll pass you all this shit. Have it a very good one. Fucking. Appreciate you guys out.